Hey, it's James, Fathers Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. I'm going to show you a little testimonial email that I got out of the blue. A dad in Hawaii prevented his child from relocating to Texas. Why did this happen? Well, it's mostly because he did everything he could. And in his email, he describes how he watched my videos, he ordered some of my materials, he had a few consultations with me, but most importantly, he says he did everything that I talked about. Most guys don't do that, even who get a consult with me. I follow up with them, and they're like, my attorney won't do this and won't do that. Well, did you make your attorney do it? No, I'm scared of my attorney. Or, I didn't want to say that, or I didn't want to do that, or I haven't done that yet. Did you look at the free materials I got? No, not yet. This guy did everything. So let's take a look at this. And this is for the people who aren't sure that I know what I'm talking about. First of all you got to do is look at my flow page and look at my winning court orders in the Court of Appeals against an attorney with 40 years experience twice. My winning contempt motion against an attorney and a guardian ad litem, and a judge complimenting me that I should go to law school because of the way I wrote up stuff. Even when I had an attorney for a short period of time, he said I'm the one who wrote it. He was complimenting my attorney. And then what else do I have? I've got the mother found in contempt with a guardian ad litem and the mother's attorney there. And then I have maybe one other thing that I forget. But let's check out this guy's testimony. Okay, so I'm going to show you my inbox and my email. It says, I won. Dear James, I wanted to take a moment to... This is from March 15th. I just want to prove to you that I didn't doctor up. Here's my email. This is my inbox, howiGotCustody@gmail, okay? So I'm going to show this. I'm keeping people's names out of there. So this is my inbox, my Google, okay? Okay, so here's the email. I redacted it to keep the guy's name out there, protect his identity, but I kept, a couple things in there so you can see it's a real email. Remember March 15th, this is the email you saw in there, and it starts off, I wanted to take a moment to, and then you see the letter E, express my deepest gratitude for the invaluable knowledge and guidance you provided me during my case. Your no-nonsense approach has made an immense difference in my 9-month journey. A lot of you guys give up after your first hearing. Yesterday, I had a return hearing on the Best Interest Fact Finders report. That was our third final hearing before trial. Because the Fact Finders report favored me so heavily, and this guy has been going to war for 9 months and providing evidence and getting on the offensive. The mother and her lawyer decided to throw in the towel and settle. I got what I wanted in that the mother cannot relocate with our 8-year-old son to Texas. Now, I could stop right there because there's a lesson in that. The guy kept at it for 9 months. And somebody might say, oh, well, he had it easy. He had a good report of this and that. That's because he got on the offensive and he didn't hold anything back. And a lot of you guys try and play nice. And while they're railroading you or crucifying you, you sit back and do nothing. The other thing is 95% of court cases settle out of court. So whoever's been getting on the offensive and pushing back, and, the mother comes in and pushes you and breaks you down and you fold over and surrender like, please, whatever it takes to make this go away, I'll settle on whatever terms. And you just sign to make the stress go away, and you sell yourself out because you sign, you got a 2- and 3-year-old. So now for the next 16 years, you have to deal with the order. And you just wanted to get out from under the stress of the situation right now. Well, you don't fight now and you don't man up now. You're going to suffer for the next 16 years under her control because you surrendered and signed off on whatever she offered you instead of pushing back and pushing back and pushing back. This pushback is enough to wear the other side down to get them to surrender. So that's what this guy did. He had the report on his side. Now, the courts don't always have to follow a recommendation of a report, but the other side either got scared, got beat down, or tired of fighting, or she didn't have money for the attorney to go to the full-blown trial, and they were planning on settling. 95% of court cases settle out of court. So attorneys plan on settling out of court. So if you've been beating the mother up and, not abusing the system against her, but defending yourself and getting on the offensive and calling her out and exposing her corruption, most of the time they get sick and tired of it way before trial. This guy had to do it like the mother was playing chicken and running up all the way up to the wall. Or, you play chicken in a car and you race. You're about to hit a wall or go near a cliff, and whoever stops, first is the chicken or whatever. So they're pushing it all the way up until trial. That's what a lot of people do, and they use that as leverage. And these attorneys never even plan on going to trial, except for in very few cases. So he goes on and says, I've listened to most of your videos on YouTube, some multiple times, and reviewed everything in your flow page. That's amazing. I bought products on your online store and also got 3 phone calls with you. Now, this email came out of the blue. I consulted with the guy leading up to this hearing, and then next thing I hear is this email. Among numerous resources I've explored, your videos and insights stood out remarkably. Your depth of understanding and practical advice has been instrumental in helping me navigate the complexities of family court. This guy went deep on proceedings in a landscape where advice often varies and opinions differ. Your clarity and common sense approach, that's what I do. I will brag about that. I do some straight up common sense while you guys dilly-dally around. That resonated with me profoundly, and that's what it resonates with. When guys are willing to fight, they see what I'm talking about, and they call me immediately. Other guys who are scared and shaking in their boots and being a bunch of cowardly little simps, they'll be like, oh, it just sounds great, but I don't know if I can do it, and I need some affirmation and a hug. Your encouragement to fight, even in the face of skepticism and doubt from others. So he had people around him telling him, you don't know what you're doing. Like most of you guys, he used that as, oh, my friends, brothers, cousins, sisters, hairdresser says I can't win. So I'm going to believe them even though they have no family court experience. All these stupid excuses for you guys not to grow some balls and fight has been truly empowering. Your words gave me the courage to stand up and advocate for myself, even when it felt hopeless. Look at that. He has the same feelings you do when you punk out and quit on your kids because you're a coward and you don't stir up, the Lion King within you and say, this is my kingdom. I'm going to go fight for my kids. Scar, the family member who's a traitor, the mother, the queen of the family, has tried to dethrone the king. And in the face of hopelessness, I'm still going to go for it because my kid is worth it. Not one person agreed with my decision to fight pro se. Isn't that how it always is? Some of you guys want to use that as a crybaby excuse to quit. I want you to know that your efforts are making a real difference in the lives of individuals like me. Like me. The guys who have the balls to fight and actually do this stuff because you got nothing else to lose. You have nowhere to go but down. Your dedication to educating and empowering fathers in family court matters is commendable, and I am deeply grateful to have benefited from it. This guy wrote a letter like a lawyer. Thank you once again, James, for your unwavering support and for being a beacon of hope for fathers everywhere. Your commitment to justice and empowering is nothing short of remarkable, and I am fortunate to have crossed paths with you. Wishing you continued success in your endeavors. Please keep educating and empowering others. The world needs more advocates like you. With deepest appreciation. And, it's this guy with these initials, KG. I'm going to leave his name out of it. There you go. So what's your excuse? That guy said everybody around me was a naysayer. Everybody said I couldn't do it. I felt hopeless at some times. It was a 9-month battle, but I kept at it, and I kept at it, and I kept fighting. That guy felt the same feelings I felt. Anybody who's successful in life in anything, a CEO of a business, somebody who made the NBA or the NFL, had naysayers, someone who made it in Hollywood. Now, this isn't that far-fetched because the open slots for the NFL or being a CEO are very few. The open slot for you to get custody of your kids or be significantly involved in their lives, there's 2 slots for it. And you're only competing with one other person. And you're really just competing against yourself and for your spot in the child's life. You will get some kind of spot unless you've been falsely accused of being a child molester. And then you get no visitation because of that. But everything that he said that he felt is the stuff that I felt. Like I've told you guys plenty of times before. When my custody battle started in 2001, first couple months, I got sick and tired of going to the mailbox and reading the next document that was sent to me and mailed to me that talked about what a monster I was. I'd never heard or felt that from anybody, including my baby's mom and her sisters who loved me before I had a kid with her. And the fat, ugly, butch sisters who never could get a man and never had a boyfriend into their 30s. They were mad and jealous and were mad that we were having a kid, so they got all involved like that. And the crazy mom who wanted them all to die old maids together, pushed out the dads or wherever the dads were. I went to war with all those people. And I felt the same things that you felt, but you're not doing anything about it because you're letting all those feelings of fear and whining and crying and pissing and moaning with everybody else. I talked to some guy today. He goes, well, everybody says this. Who the hell is everybody? How much experience do they have in family court? Well, none. Why the hell are you listening to them in the first place? It's like you guys want an excuse. So here's a testimony. All you haters that say whatever you want to say, there you go.